trying to outmaneuver me, pal. Nice try, scumbag!
Hi everybody, this is Kevin, and today I have a big rant for you guys about the Cowboy Bebop Netflix adaptation. And holy crap, have you guys ever seen the memes where it's like, you know, manga, and it shows a picture of the manga, the anime, a picture of the anime, and then Netflix adaptation, and then every character is black? Well, shit, they did it again with Netflix, with the Cowboy Bebop adaptation. And are we even surprised? I mean, this has been in the works for some time. I can remember years back, they actually said Keanu Reeves was in the negotiations to play Spike, but of course that never happened. And, you know, I don't understand people who even have Netflix. Like, you can find all this shit online for free anyway, so if you want to dissect the cringe, you know, feel free to sail the seas. But the fact of the matter is, Cowboy Bebop is probably one of the most normie, mainstream animes. It's a lot of, like, what people watch in the very beginning to get exposed to anime. You know, even people who don't really like anime have watched Cowboy Bebop before, just because of the way that it's set up. Like, there's many different genres in there. You have, like, a space adventure, you have bounty hunters, you have comedy, action, a little bit of romance. You got all kinds of stuff there. Great music, and it's a classic. It's a 26 episode anime series that, you know, it sort of has a definitive end. I mean, it's a little ambiguous whether, you know, Spike lives or dies or whatever, but it is what it is. And I actually have a review on my channel from a few months back. I think back in April or maybe the beginning of May, I rewatched the series and gave my thoughts on it. So if you want to check that out, I'll have a link in the description. So we're going to go over here to the Bounding into Comics article, where I guess Netflix released pictures maybe on their Twitter or whatever, but I don't really follow that. So I saw this was making the rounds the other day, and just look at the picture right there. That's a little blurry, but you have John Cho is playing Spike Spiegel. Now, John Cho, I don't want to completely discredit him because he's been in some decent movies. Going to his Wikipedia page, he was actually in the Harold and Kumar movies. But one that I want to direct your attention to is a movie that came out in 2018 right here, Searching, which is actually pretty good. I recommend checking this movie out. He's a decent actor, so I don't want to discredit him, although just the way he looks with the hairdo, it's a little suspect. You have, I don't even know who the hell this guy is. Let's figure out his name, but he's playing Jet Black. They took, you know, the name Jet Black literally, and this is Mustafa Shakir, straight from Wakanda, ready to play, you know, Jet Black. And then you have Daniela Pineda, who is going to play Faye Valentine. Now, searching Faye Valentine, just for reference here, you have this picture showing off the differences. But, you know, she's taking center stage now. You can't even find the real Faye Valentine. But really, a cosplayer can pull it off better than this chick could. I mean, there's nothing going on there. Not at all. You know, that's Faye's character, too. Like, in episode 3, when you meet her, she sort of swindles Spike in the poker game and you know, cheats a little to win all the money. And Spike admits, yeah, I knew you were cheating, but yeah, you were a looker. You know, that's why I was hanging around with her, and that's why she tagged along. And the sex appeal. So, I think this is coming out in November. So here's Spike again. Like I said, I mean, yeah, he's got the outfit right, but I don't know, something about it, like, there's something about, like, anime hairdo, like, you just can't really portray it in live action. I don't like it. Jet Black, again, let me show you this picture here that I got of all the characters. I mean, okay, Jet, maybe he's a little tan, but look at this picture here. Spike looks tanner than him, and even Ed. And how are they going to fuck up Ed? Wait till we get to that. To me, I mean, obviously it's Netflix, so it's a smaller budget, but, like, just sort of thinking mainstream here, The Rock could have fit the character well just because of how he's built and his voice. You know, the voice actor for Jet is actually Bo Billingsley, the same voice actor who did Barrett in Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, and a black voice actor, so maybe that's why they thought the character was black. But, I mean, if you look at the picture, he's clearly white. So, I don't know, man. Again, the outfit looks good. But, I don't, and going to this guy, too, he doesn't really have much of a track record either. Neither does Daniela Pineda. And so this guy, you know, not really a whole lot of movies that I've, like, you can't even go to these, you know, hyperlinks. So, I don't know, man. And then I was checking this out. So Alex Hassel is going to play Vicious. And I clicked him. There's no picture on his Wikipedia page. So if you don't know, this is what Vicious looks like. He's got gray, long hair. Again, the anime hairdo. And an intimidating look. And I just searched Alex Hassel, the actor. And I'm assuming this is him. I guess they're going to have to put a wig on him. But yeah, he can sort of have the intimidating look, I guess. Give him a few scars. But I don't know how they're going to translate that with Vicious. And then you have Elena Satine as Julia, which, just hovering over here, she's a redhead, which is surprising in Hollywood. You know, I'm surprised they didn't cast a black woman to play Julia, but she doesn't look half bad, so she could probably pull Julia off. They can dye her hair blonde, and maybe that works out well. And then scrolling down here, this was even more suspect. So you have Mason Alexander Park playing Gren. So if you know who Gren is from the story, he basically served in the war with Vicious, and they gave him some medication after the war ended, and it increased his estrogen, and he developed breasts. So there was this sort of scene that he had later on in the series where he met Faye, and he took his shirt off, and she saw him with, you know, tits, and she was very confused by it. And just reading this here, and it fit well into the anime. If you've seen the anime, you already know all this. But read right here, a jazz musician working for Anna, who is also her right-hand person. The character was reimagined as non-binary for the show. So go figure, they're gonna bring all this shit in here, make everything political, make it all like, oh, we gotta be inclusive to everyone. But it's Netflix. What do you expect? So we'll take a look at some more of these pictures here. Again, you have Faye. You know, I mean, let's see if we can get a good picture of Faye here. I posted one, like, here's one right here. I posted one on Minds the other day of and straight from the anime, not like fan art or anything, but you know, cosplayers can do a better job than this chick. You know? So, like, here's the whole crew right there. And then another one, so, they cast Ed. They didn't say who's playing him, but Ed, if you know, is a girl. But I'm sure they're going to work into it because the way Ed's portrayed, he's sort of portrayed as a boy. He's goofy, he's very quirky, a little awkward. And his whole thing is, like, his stage in life. Essentially, he was abandoned by his father, and he's trying to find his way in life, and, you know, naturally, like, a lot of kids go through this. Like, say you're a young girl growing up and you have two brothers, you're going to play with action figures and boy toys, but in today's society, they're like, oh, you're a boy, you're going to transition. So they're going to do some weird political shit, transgenderism shit with Ed, too, is what I fear. And they haven't even cast Ed yet. And they did cast Ein. Let me see if there's a picture for Ein here, because at least they did get the dog right. I mean, can't really mess that up. So there's Ein. Ein is literally the best casting. But again, with Faye's whole character, you know, the shirt is very low cut, and here all covered up, got a jacket on, because you always saw her shoulders in the anime. And I'm not trying to be a coomer here. I'm just telling you the facts and how it is, and how this really doesn't translate well from the anime to, you know, what they're going to do with this show. And it's going to be 10 episodes, so it's going to air on November 19th. 10 episodes, an hour long each. The anime was, 26 episodes. They were like 22-minute episodes. 26 episodes, 22 minutes long. So they're going to put a bunch of like filler shit in there that they're going to make up, and it's just a complete disaster. So if you excuse me for 1 minute, if you've never seen the series, you can buy it on Blu-ray, very cheap. You know, this I got a few years ago for probably like 20, 25 bucks. Great show. Like I said, so many different genres. Terrific voice, like freaking, you know, Steve Blum as the voice actor for Spike. Absolutely perfect. The music's great. And they're going to fuck it up yet again. So, again, what else? So here you have him training. It looks like he got ripped for the role, so that's good, I guess. So, some of these guys, this is the image that was going around. So it's like, I don't know, man. It just fucking, it's just disheartening to see all this stuff. And they've tried it with you know, the anime adaptations with Dragon Ball Evolution. We all know how that turned out. They did the Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I never saw that, but that was directed by M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong, so there's probably some crazy plot twist in the end there. And, whatever. So, if you want to watch for the cringe, by all means, but, you know, to me, they're going to bring all this shit in with Gren and with Ed, making it all, like, non-binary, sexual, all this weird stuff, when, you know, the show is perfect. The anime is absolutely perfect. I know a lot of people who don't even watch anime that have seen the show, and like it. Just because, like I said, there's a lot of different cross genres. You know, there's so much comedy. Like, and the thing is, no filler in the series whatsoever. Like, in my opinion, my favorite episodes, you saw the clip in the beginning, is from episode 7. That's great episode right there. And I forget what number this episode was, but it was called it was the mushroom one, when they're all tripping on mushrooms, and it was an Ed and Ein focused episode, and they were going into town while Spike was like walking up the stairs in a constant loop, just tripping on mushrooms. Absolutely hilarious. So, hey, you know, whatever. At least we always have this to fall back on, and that's why you got to get physical media. I mean, you can always find stuff on the internet for sure, but this is so cheap. You can get this for like $20. And check out my review of this on the channel. Let me know your thought in the comments down below. And God knows what other franchise they're going to ruin next. They're all mentioning, you know, because another one that's pretty popular, Samurai Champloo, they're going to fuck that up too, I'm sure. And I think Netflix is also doing a live-action Pokemon anime. I wonder if it's going to be like Detective Pikachu, or it's going to be like Ash and the gang from Pallet Town. Who the hell knows? They're gonna fuck that up too. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Whatever happens, happens.
Doohan, you saved my ass.
Not yet.
Huh?
Most of the heat-resistant tiles have peeled off. The temperature's rising.
The landing wheels aren't retracting.
Yep. And the number 2 nozzle won't work either.
What? Are you for real? We can't live
Oh, well.
without them. I knew I should.
Whatever happens,
I'm only 18.
happens.
I don't want to die yet. I've never even been with a woman. Somebody help!